Hi there, good morning. It's Chris van der Kerk here, Bluerhino Safaris. Let me go through the Botswana tour that I'm doing in August this year. I'm doing a private tour leading up to this route. On the 18th of August we meet up at Bluerhino Sanctuary, which is my normal meeting place. And then we are doing a 7-night tour, slightly different than my previous ones. Although the route is basically the same, I'm spending an extra night in the Moremi, or the Delta area. I used to do Makharikari Pans, but this year I decided I want to spend the extra day in the Delta region for two reasons. I do a private concession area for the one day, which is very nice, very relaxing, very private, and the other day I do a boat trip on the Delta. Take you out on the Delta to see what the Delta is all about. And I'm always short today because I would like to do the Blackpool area, which is in the south of the Moremi, and this year I am going to do that section. So I'm going to spend 4 nights in the Okavango Delta area, which makes it an extra day from my normal trips. So let's just go through the tour itself. The first night we will sleep down here at Bluerhino Sanctuary, where I normally start my trips. We drive through Maun, fill up our vehicles, do our last bit of shopping, and then into our camping spot at the Okavango Delta area on the Moremi side. As I say, there for 4 nights. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do concession area, we do the Blackpool area, and we do a boat cruise on the Okavango Delta. Then after those 4 nights we depart north through Savuti, stop there for lunch, end up in Kasane. We sleep in Kasane for 2 nights, and on the day between the 2 nights I normally go into the Chobe National Park on the Chobe River area, and we do that whole thing for the day. You can also of course do Vic Falls. I was going to include it this year in my trip, but I'm running out of time a little bit with things that I need to get to. So I decided to cut the trip short at Kasane and not do Wangi this year. Wangi I'll fit in at another time again. But if you want to, normally what the guys do is they would stay behind for an extra day. So we are there for 2 nights. You can stay for an additional night, and then you can catch a little bus that you just need a passport and a few dollars, and you can cross into Zim, visit the falls, and in the afternoon you are returned again with the same bus. So you don't have to drive or don't have to cycle or anything. So that's always a possibility to do that if you want to visit Vic Falls, is to extend for a day, visit the falls, come back again, and drive back home. So yeah, this is going to be in August. The Okavango Delta in August, in my opinion, is the best that you'll find it. It gives you the contrast between the dry summer area, because there's been no rainfall, but there's so much water because of the delta that pushes up with the late water arrivals. The delta pushes up, so there's lots of water around. The delta normally floods end of July, August. So so it's not going to be a rainy season, but a lot of water. We don't do water crossings. We try not to damage our vehicles when we go into the delta. But the amount of water that you have there, of course, means that there's a lot of birds. A lot of birds and elephants. Elephants love that time of the year to go into the delta, because that's where they find their food. They've been out into the Central Kalahari area, into the forest areas for the whole summer, and as winter comes, they all migrate back into the delta where they get their water and food for the dry winter season. So we'll see the natural migration patterns of the elephant and zebra, quite a few animals there. So yeah, join me. It will be a great tour. I'm looking forward to it, especially doing 4 nights in this area and giving me that extra day to do the Blackpool area. It's an area I never used to visit, but I visited a few times in the past and recently, and I really think it's worth doing. When you do our private concession area, we are close to the Blackpool area, but in a private area, and it's always been nice there. That private day is a picnic next to the river, very relaxed. We have our own guide that takes us through the area and shows us what is out there. I tell a lot of stories. I know the area well. I've done this trip so many times. So I know all the ins and outs of it. Join me, it's going to be a lot of fun. Park fees, you look at the trip cost and you think maybe a little bit expensive. The reason for that is that we go into parks on 3 different occasions. That's included in your fees. Twice into the Maremi, into the concession area that we have to pay a day visitor fee as well. And then when we drive through Savuti, we also have to pay as day visitors. So we have to pay the park fees and pay the vehicle fees. That's all included in your camp fee or in your Bluerhino fee. The only day that's excluded is the day into the park on the last day. Some people have been or wants to go through to Vic Falls and they don't do the park, so I don't want to charge you money for something that you might not do. So you just pay for yourself if you want to go into the park with me. I go in for the day. If you're with me, you're with me. If you're not, you're not. It doesn't really make a difference. So that's why the fee is slightly high. It's just because of the amount of days that we spend inside parks and paying park fees and concession fees for doing private drives and things like that. Also included in this trip is the boat cruise. The boat cruise on the Delta is included in your trip in that price, so you'll get that with me as well. So join me, it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. Cheers.